Okay, question number 8. Question number 8 is worth 2 points, one for stating what the translation is, and the other point for the ordered pairs of the image when we are finished. So it says the figure shows quadrilateral PQRS. They want us to transcribe a translation of this quadrilateral that it uses as few movements as possible and uses only whole number units, and results in an image with coordinates x and y, each greater than 0. So if you think about this, first of all, they want you to move whole number units. So they don't want you to move just over half of a unit. So it's going to be from like grid line to grid line. Then the second part is they want the ordered pairs to be, for both coordinates to be positive, because greater than 0 means they both have to be positive. So if we were in class, I would be asking, which quadrant here, 1, 2, 3, or 4, has positive coordinates? And hopefully you guys would tell me that quadrant 1 here has both positive. So that is positive, positive. So we want our image to be somewhere in this first quadrant. What I did was I went ahead and drew a box and filled that in with the highlighted so I can move it so you could see a little bit better. So we want to move this PQRS into that first quadrant with as few movements as possible so that the entire box is inside quadrant 1. So like right here, this would be completely inside quadrant 1. However, or even here, that's not as few movement as possible. I went way farther than what I needed to. I want to go from here up into here with as few movements as possible. So I need to get let's start with our x-coordinates. So I need both x-coordinates to be positive. Well, if I stopped right here, the top left corner and the bottom left corner, yes, the x is 0, but that's not greater than 0. We need it to be greater than 0. So we would have to go one step farther and go over to 1. So now both x-coordinates are 1 for the left side. But now I need to get all my y-coordinates positive. So I'm looking at the bottom two vertices. I need to get both of them up to greater than 0. So here, both bottom y-coordinates are -1. Here, they're both 0. Well, to get them both greater than 0, I would have to move the box to right there. So that is where PQRS will be translated to find P prime, Q prime, R prime, and S prime. So let's go ahead and label this. S went from there to there, P went from there to there, and so forth. So this corner would be S prime, P prime, Q prime, and R prime. Okay, now let's use R and R prime. I'm going to rewrite so it's out of the way a little bit here. I'm going to move it over here. How about this? Good. Now, we are going to use R and R prime to figure out what the translation was. So we went from here to this direction. So that would be to the right. And then we went from there up to here. So again, I said the word up. So we know our translation went to the right and it went up. Your job is to figure out how many units to the right and how many units up. So down here where it says translate quadrilateral PQRS, blank units to the blank and blank units blank. Well, we can fill in this blank and this blank because I already told you that it was so many units to the right and so many units up. So now you have to figure out how many units to the right did it move and how many units up did it move. Then the last part of question number 8 is to find the ordered pairs of your image. So the primes. And you can just use the grid. I'm going to help you with S prime since it's right here. I'm going to use a lighter color so we can see. Right there is S prime. Well, this is 1, this is 1. So the ordered pair for S prime is 1, 1. And now you need to find the other ordered pairs for P prime, Q prime, and R prime. And that concludes the translation worksheet. Thank you. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask.